8182. The pressure of supersonic air as it flows through A. Divergent nozzle. B. Decreases. C. Is inversely proportional to the temperature. The correct answer is B. When supersonic air flows through a divergent nozzle, its pressure decreases. A divergent nozzle is a duct or passage that expands in cross-sectional area along its length. As the supersonic air passes through the divergent nozzle, the expanding cross-sectional area causes the air to further accelerate, resulting in a decrease in pressure. According to Bernoulli's principle, as the velocity of a fluid increases, its pressure decreases. In a divergent nozzle, the velocity of the supersonic airflow increases, causing a corresponding decrease in pressure. The divergent nozzle shape allows the supersonic airflow to expand, which results in further acceleration and a decrease in pressure. This expansion converts the decrease in pressure energy into kinetic energy. 8183. Anti-icing at jet engine air inlets is commonly accomplished by A. Electrical heating elements inside the inlet guide vanes. B. Engine bleed air duct through the critical areas. C. Electrical heating elements located within the engine air inlet cowling. The correct answer is B. Anti-icing at jet engine air inlets is commonly accomplished by using engine bleed air duct through the critical areas. Engine bleed air refers to the compressed air taken from the engine compressor stage. This air is at a high temperature and pressure. By ducting this bleed air to the critical areas of the engine air inlets, it can be used to prevent ice formation. The high-temperature bleed air is directed to areas such as the inlet guide vanes or the leading edges of the engine air inlet cowling. This hot air prevents ice from forming or helps to melt existing ice by raising the temperature above freezing. 8184. Generally, when starting a turbine engine, the starter should disengaged. A. After the engine has reached self-accelerating. B. Only after the engine has reached full idle RPM. C. When the ignition and fuel system are activated. The correct answer is A. Generally, when starting a turbine engine, the starter should be disengaged after the engine has reached self-accelerating speed. The self-accelerating speed is the point at which the engine is able to sustain its own operation without the assistance of the starter. This typically occurs when the engine's compressor and turbine are rotating at a sufficient speed and airflow through the engine is established. Once the engine reaches self-accelerating speed, it indicates that the combustion process is functioning properly, and the engine can continue to run on its own. At this point, the starter is no longer needed and should be disengaged to avoid any potential damage or interference with the engine's normal operation. 8185. What is the primary advantage of an axial-flow compressor over a centrifugal compressor? A. High frontal area. B. Less expensive. C. Greater pressure ratio. The correct answer is C. The primary advantage of an axial-flow compressor over a centrifugal compressor is its greater pressure ratio. The pressure ratio of a compressor is the ratio between the pressure at the compressor's outlet and the pressure at its inlet. It indicates the extent to which the compressor can raise the pressure of the airflow. Axial-flow compressors have a series of rotating rotor blades and stationary stator vanes. As the airflow passes through these stages, the rotor blades accelerate the airflow, and the stator vanes help to guide and redirect the airflow while increasing its pressure. Due to the axial flow design and the multiple stages of compression, axial flow compressors can achieve higher pressure ratios compared to centrifugal compressors. This means they can compress the air to a higher pressure level, which is crucial for efficient engine operation and performance. 8186. The purpose of a bleed valve, located in the beginning stages of the compressor in an aircraft gas turbine engine, is to A. Vent some of the air overboard to prevent a compressor stall. B. Control excessively high RPM to prevent a compressor stall. C. Vent high ram air pressure to prevent a compressor stall. The correct answer is A. The purpose of a bleed valve, located in the beginning stages of the compressor in an aircraft gas turbine engine, is to vent some of the air overboard in order to prevent a compressor stall. A compressor stall is a disruption of the airflow through the compressor blades, which can lead to a loss of compressor efficiency or even a complete compressor failure. It occurs when the airflow becomes disrupted or separated from the compressor blades, causing a decrease in pressure and a disruption of the compressor's operation. By using a bleed valve, a portion of the high-pressure air from the compressor can be vented overboard. This helps to regulate the airflow and prevent any buildup of pressure or disturbances that could lead to a compressor stall. The bleed valve allows for controlled release of air to maintain stable compressor operation.